And one of the most awesome people I've known in my life has been Lucie Horse. Welcome, Lucie. When I asked her about doing this, Lucie said, "Do you want me to play something?" I said, "Sure." So there you go. Thank you, Lucie. Bravo. You've been stealing from the violins.
Yes, I did it on purpose. I thought you would recognize this. I don't know if I would have been a classical musician if I wouldn't have been introduced to music from such a young age, and it was such a natural thing for me. It felt so normal in a way that it was just part of the family, part of what we were doing, all in our own different way, of course. But in that sense, I think I'm very lucky with two parents, because it has brought me so much music. So that's, yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
And what did the conversations at dinner table, what were they about? Did you just speak about music or
Yes, about music, about, of course, what we were doing in school, about, I was having a lot of hobbies already then. So about my ballet class and about my horse riding class and about, yeah, just normal things, I think, whatever was going on in our lives. But a lot of the conversations were about music because it was the job of both of my parents, of course. So then, yeah, a lot of the conversations were about music. I did get a very strong sense of whatever I'm doing, I have to do it I have to take it seriously. That was very much a message from my parents. But it could have been a sport as well. It could have been art, drawing, whatever I was doing it seriously. That was kind of I just took their example, basically, of, yeah.
Would you say that music has dominated your childhood? I mean, was that the main thing happening in your life? I mean, or
no, to be honest, actually not. That's the interesting thing. I never thought that I would end up being a musician. I still sometimes think like I'm surprised that I'm still so passionate about it, because I always expected that I would end up somewhere else, or I would, I don't know, study at the university, follow a different course, or become a doctor or whatever. But that somehow I always, at different stages in my life, music always came back as being of such great importance. And also playing concerts just became such a big passion that in a way it seemed like I would be making my life miserable if I would be taking that away. So yeah, it's, in a way, it's always the case that you would want to practice more. Even people who play one instrument, they always feel like they're not doing enough. So I have that same feeling, but
but on three instruments.
Several instruments, yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as and it's also important to realize that the reason that I still enjoy all three is because I'm doing all three. I think it's really, that's in a way luxury of playing several instruments, that if I don't feel like playing the recorder one day, I just start with my piano practice, and then I can, if I don't feel like playing Bach, I start with my Scriabin, and then I can switch to. So I really like this variety.
But it certainly takes up most of your day, doesn't it?
Yes, but I can practice quite efficiently, I think. I mean, that sounds very, but it's just out of necessity that I've learned how to practice in a short amount of time. I can make progress. And then I also realized that I shouldn't overdo it, because if I have to keep my kind of inspiration, and then I can progress very quickly. But if I don't feel inspired or motivated, or it just doesn't work, then it's better to realize that and, yeah, take it easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally obvious that you are a born performer. So what does it do to you? What does it mean to you to perform?
It means it's kind of my way of self-expression, I would say. So connecting with an audience, and also the feeling of a live concert experience, that it has to happen in the moment, and you're able to react to what the other players are doing, and kind of create an atmosphere. That's what I find so. That's what I still find so interesting about playing concerts. That it's all about a moment, and you have to find a balance between like preparing very well and knowing what message you want to communicate with the music, but at the same time, in the moment itself, you have to let go and you have to surrender to what's happening. So that's I find it a very inspiring feeling.
Now, in these strange times, how has it been for you?
I have to say in the beginning it was like a few months of disappointment, because of course I was still hoping maybe this will go through, maybe this will go through, and then everything got cancelled, and also the travels, especially because you mentally, of course, forward to going to a certain country or to perform the piece that you've done for months. On a period, I became more used to the idea of just expecting nothing to happen and only being glad if something can go through. So I've been kind of working on my mental state to accept the uncertainty of this time. So I guess now I'm better than I was in the beginning.
Yeah. The other achievement that you had is of a very different sort. That was the interaction on YouTube with the two Asian Australian violinists called the infamous...
That's also a Corona project, actually,
Yeah.
because I never would have time to make this video and to edit everything, and actually my brother helped me. So Kaspar did all the editing work because he knows how these work.
Yeah, I will put the links down in this video because it's just so brilliant. So can we explore methods or ways to expand the possibilities of the internet?
We can offer more like background information maybe, or more like an in-depth, more personal approach to music. So showing like the leading up to the performance or those kind of things. I think that's something that social media platforms can definitely add something to give people insight in that aspect.
If we look ahead now, obviously we don't know how this thing is going to work out, but some vaccines are on the way, and hopefully concerts will be possible with more public in not too distant future. How do you see your life, let's say, in half a year or in a year's time? What do you think? What's happening?
I think I will be thinking a lot, because I realize that I very much enjoy exploring different possibilities. And sometimes when you lead a very busy life, that's difficult in a way, because you are asked to do things. It was also, I think, a phase of my life in which you just have to kind of prove yourself still. So you are just doing whatever you're asked for, and the opportunities that you get, you are very grateful for, and you have to use them to your advantage. But I think now I'm entering into a phase of more people asking me for things that I'm allowed to invent the whole program, or to think of a collaboration myself, or to do those kind of things. So I'm looking forward to being busy with that more, and with the in a way the mental preparation, or just thinking about interesting projects to do that maybe haven't been done before, or exploring possibilities and challenging myself in that respect.
But let's say now, if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing?
I was thinking about this recently, and I was in a bookstore, and then I thought, okay, this is nice. I would like to work in a bookstore, because it's always people who work in bookstores, if you ever come there, they're always friendly. They're always like interested in a lot of different subjects, because basically the whole day they can just read or talk to customers about books, or listen to podcasts or something like that. So maybe I would work in a bookstore, or I would be maybe an artist in some other form, like maybe a painter. That would seem like or no, actually I still want to also be a writer. So that's not, I can combine it with music, luckily, but that's something that I still hope to be someday.